Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Pastor Michael Pillmore, and I want to welcome you again to another segment of Back to the Basics on Serving God. And tonight, for the next few moments, I'm going to be introducing the next set of lessons where we're going to be looking at the heart of a servant. We're going to be looking at the heart of a servant. And, you know, as we introduce this subject over the next 6-7 lessons, we're going to be looking at the heart, our heart of a servant. And so when you think of great people who comes to your mind? When you think of great people, who do you think of? What qualities make them great in your thinking? What qualities make them great in your thinking? Is it their Christianity? Is it their relationship with the Lord? Maybe it's their character. Might even be some of their accomplishments or all of their accomplishments. Maybe you're thinking about, is it their influence? Is it their wealth? Is it their generosity? Kindness? All kinds of things that come to mind. Wisdom. But what makes a person great in the eyes of God? What makes a person great in the eyes of God? Well, one day, several of Jesus' disciples were arguing about this very thing. They were arguing about this very thing. What makes them great in the sight of God? And, you know, really what was happening, they were disputing amongst themselves as to who was the greatest among them. Who's the best, the mightiest, the greatest, the smartest, the kindest, the lovingest. And so while they were disputing this, they were vying for really the top spot in God's list. They were vying for that. Ooh, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. I'm the mightiest. God loves me the most. And I think what the whole thing that I gathered out of this conversation was Jesus's response. It was quite interesting because if you look at his comments, he didn't rebuke them. He didn't rebuke them for the desire to be great. He didn't. He did not scold them for having such what some of us would consider an unrighteous desire. Rather, he defined greatness. He defined it. So, in this particular segment of the study, we're going to be looking at the heart of a servant. And we're going to look at what Jesus had to say, how he defined being a servant. And so, in our next session with Pastor Sandy, she's going to be looking at what you want to be. If you want to be great in God's kingdom, you have to ... And so this concludes the introduction of Back to the Basics on Serving God. I'm Pastor Michael Pillmore, and thanks for watching.